Hello. This is a podcast about gossip, dirty laundry, chitter-chatter, and backfence prittle-prattle. In each episode, Joe Wilkinson, David Earl, and Poppy the postwoman invite you lot, the lovely listeners, to send in any juicy gossip you might have heard over the years. At the end of each episode they will choose their favorite bit of gossip and help spread it around the world. So, without further ado, welcome to Girlfriend's Massive, No, Gonorrhea Mystery, No, Good-Tempered Minor Bird, No, Gossipmongers, yes, Gossipmongers, yes, yes, that's it, Gossipmongers, welcome. Get your gossip goggles on. Get your gossip goggles on. Gossip number 1.
Okay, this is from Anonymous. Dear David, Joe and Poppy, there was a kid at my school called Ali whose parents went on holiday for 2 weeks without him. Left him solely in charge of their house at the age of 13. Technically speaking, this was neglect. But at the time, we thought it was pretty cool.
Neglect is cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know him that well, but he always looked a bit dirty. Aww. And did some weird stuff around the school, so it seemed to fit pretty well. Ali didn't show up for school on Monday, and the rumour was going round that he had found out where his dad left the car keys and had been taking the car out for a spin around the block after dark. We all dismissed this as bollocks. A 13-year-old with no driving experience cruising around in his dad's Rover
Sounds fucking brilliant.
seemed hard to believe and an extreme risk to take even for him. Imagine our surprise later that day as we walked home from school when a car that was being driven extremely slowly and at least 50% on the wrong side of the road.
Bang down the middle of the road, following the white line.
6 miles an hour.
Really slow. 50% on the wrong side of the road, cruised up towards us, and Ali stuck his head out of the window. He looked equal parts thrilled and terrified, like he was on a roller coaster that he wished he could get off of. During that week, he drove about town and at various times gave lifts to other kids from our school.
Just gave people lifts like taxi drivers. Really
In
slow
his
taxi
Rover.
drivers in the middle of the road.
I was too much of a bottle job to accept a lift, as I guess I could sense it wasn't going to end well.
Pussy.
Just get in the dangerous car.
By Friday, news reached us that he had finally come unstuck and dented his dad's car by driving it into a low brick wall in front of the house where his dad usually parked it. What does that mean? What does that mean? That
He just basically crashed the car a little bit.
Okay, he was desperately working on how to get both the car and the wall fixed, whilst faced with the 2 major stumbling blocks of being 13 years old and having no money. I feel so sorry for him.
Mate, that sounds like the parents deserve it, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Various rumours went round. First, that he had driven it to a garage wearing his dad's suit and pretended to be 18, and they had quoted him £1,000 in cash to fix it, having worked out that he was in some sort of trouble. Also, that he had wanted to know if anyone could lay bricks or knew anybody that could.
What, the mechanics?
Can anyone lay bricks? Yeah.
In which case they would be welcome to come over and they were welcome to take some of his possessions as payment.
Yeah, I'll do that, Trevor.
Yeah, he said we could take some stuff.
Ow.
There's a Beano annual there you can
Then it was said that he was planning to stage a break-in at the house and take the car somewhere and burn it.
He's making some terrible decisions.
To be fair, he's not been on his own for 2 weeks.
Just stay at home for 10 minutes and do
Put the
nothing.
telly on.
Or that he was going to take the car permanently and run away to live in a different part of the UK.
That sounds more like it.
Now you're thinking straight. I took
Well
the car
done,
and
Ali.
it. Yeah, sorry, Dad. Might be easier.
I don't know if any of these things really happened, but I like to imagine that he went out on the open road and lived the life of a 13-year-old drifter.
Oh, cruising off into the sunset.
All I know for sure is that he never came back to our school.
Wow.
Regards, John. Oh,
Oh,
God.
lovely.
Something horrible might have
Lovely.
happened.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that one. That was nice.
Cruising down the road. Not a care in the world. I make up my own rules. I'm picking up the girls. I'm 13 years old. But who gives shit? 'Cause I'm cruising down the road. Now, who wants a lift? 'Cause I'm a teenage driver. And I'm driving through the town. I'm a teenage driver. And I'm driving all around. I drive there. I drive here. I drive anywhere I please. 'Cause I'm a teenage driver. And I drive Dad's car with ease. Teenage drive. Teenage.
When I see him pull up, it gives me such a thrill. His tiny little head poking over the steering wheel. He's only 13 years old, but that doesn't matter to me, 'cause he's a teenage driver. And I just find him so fucking sexy.
'Cause I'm a teenage driver. And I'm driving through the town. I'm a teenage driver. And I'm driving all around. I drive there. I drive here. I drive anywhere I please. 'Cause I'm a teenage driver. And I drive Dad's car with ease. Teenage drive. Teenage drive. Gossip number 2.
Hi, Poppy, Joe and David. Excuse the long gossip. I hope you can stick with it.
God, it's a good start.
I used to live across.
Makes
I
us
used
all
to live
sad.
across from a withered old gal with wild eyes, who seemed to be called Puddle. She never told me her name, but that's what all her packages were addressed to. No surname or title, just Puddle. Well,
Puddles, plural.
no, Puddle,
Oh, right.
singular.
Puddle.
Not puddles. I would have to sign for almost all of her packages, as she thought that all postmen were perverts. I think she's right. So wouldn't answer the door to them. I then have to take them across to her house. She wouldn't come by and collect them because she was an agoraphobe, having apparently not left the house for 30 years because, quote, a dog might get me. What a stupid old bag.
I agree with it.
After bringing the parcels over to her, she would usually open them immediately, ravenous, sweating and purring. The content of the packages were almost always Singing in the Rain DVDs.
That's so specific. What a life.
They were always dubbed into different languages because she wanted to watch the movie in every other language on earth to see if she could learn anything new about the film. This was because, as she would constantly tell me, in English, that piece of shit film doesn't make any fucking sense whatsoever. She's sticking with it, though. I always had a soft spot for Puddle, even though she was a stone cold cunt. I've literally never heard her say or do a positive thing ever. Once as she was ripping open some pirate Slavic version of the Gene Kelly classic, I commented on her cuckoo clock in her hallway, and I said that I'd always wanted one myself ever since I was little, to which she responded, probably so you can be reminded every hour on the hour that you're a toe-licking paedophile. What a gal. Anyway, one day I was delivering her packages. She told me it was her birthday that weekend, and thinking that she probably didn't have many people to celebrate with, I thought it might be nice to give her a gift.
I thought it was a kiss.
So that Saturday, I knocked on the door to tell her happy birthday and presented her with a bottle of Merlot. A grin like I'd never seen gradually grew sideways across her cheeks until she looked like some kind of undead Zippy from Rainbow. She shook her finger at me slowly with one hand, grabbed the bottle with the other, and croaked mischievously under her breath, "Not allowed," before closing the door on me.
What does that mean?
Don't know.
Not allowed.
That night I went to bed, was kept up all night by a terrible thunderstorm and loud crashing outside. In the morning I woke up and looked outside and everything was a wreck. Flower pots smashed, fences knocked over, cars covered in mud. It looked like a fucking bomb had gone off. Nothing seemed suspicious though. I imagined it was just the storm. Curious to see exactly how it had gone down, I looked at the anti-burglar camera footage from the front of the house, and I was shocked to see at 2 a.m. Puddle's door open. She had gone absolutely fucking mental. She was running around the street in the rain, umbrella in one hand, just smashing the shit out of everything. Bear in mind that this old bird must have been around 80. She was throwing everything she could pick up and kicking everything. At one point, she even pissed on the neighbour's front door and rubbed her tits on the letterbox. Who's the pervert now, Puddle?
What a night.
She did all this, only stopping every and then to then dance like a...
What?
She'd do this, only stopping every now and then to dance with a lamppost. Like in the film that she claimed she despised.
Make your mind up, love.
She seemed to be singing to herself. She was off her fucking nut and was absolutely loving it. I decided not to tell my pissed off neighbours that Puddle was the perpetrator of the mess, as I thought it was fucking funny. Life continued as normal for a week or so, and then I was told that unfortunately Puddle had suddenly passed away.
Oh.
Good.
She'd had...
It was painful.
She'd had cancer for a while, apparently.
Okay, I retract
although
that
I
statement.
hadn't known.
Okay.
David didn't mean it.
Okay.
I was pretty sad, and I wondered if I'd done the right thing giving her that wine, hoping it hadn't made anything worse. Then a couple of days later, the postman arrived to give me an Amazon parcel of Puddles that she'd have that she'd ordered before she died.
Oh, poignant.
I just took it, not thinking to mention anything to the delivery guy. With Puddle gone, I decided to just open it to see what the fuck Puddle was up to in the last few days. I wasn't ready for what was inside. It was, I shit you not, a blank thank you card ready to be signed and a cuckoo clock.
Oh, no. God, I feel guilty. Oh.
I know this sounds like a load of old bollocks, and I'm not 100% sure that the stuff was actually for me, but I like to imagine it was. Either way, the clock now hangs proudly in my house, and every time that fucking annoying thing pops out, I think of Puddle.
Fucking hell.
And also the fact that apparently I love tonguing toes and bumming toddlers. Love the podcast, guys.
Well, that was lovely, but for the last 2 minutes, I've just been racked with guilt. So I haven't really been listening.
Well, what you can do, because you edit it, you can edit it out, can't you? And look like a good guy.
Oh,
Where in fact
terrible.
you're a wanker.
Oh, God.
You could
That was
edit.
Wow, that was emotional.
fantastic.
That was.
That's how to write them.
Oh, that's from Sam. I didn't see it was from Sam.
Thank you, Sam.
Thank you, Sam.
Sam.
Tears in my eyes.
Yeah.
Me too. I'm literally.
Have you? Let's have a look. No, you haven't.
No, she's been
Try.
She's been looking
No,
at.
you
She's been looking
Dry.
at pornography.
They're bone dry eyeballs.
Puddle. My dear Puddle. My dear Puddle. Forever in our thoughts. You stone, cold, wonderful. Cunt. Puddle, 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 puddle. You stone, cold, wonderful. Cunt. Puddle, 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 puddle. You stone, cold, wonderful. Cunt. Gossip number 3.
This is from Chip. From
Chip?
Fife. Fife.
In Fife, lovely.
Yeah.
I've got a really good feeling about this. I'm gonna wager £1. It's good.
Hi, GMs. I just started listening to your podcast at the start of the week after a recommendation from a friend. I'm loving what I've heard so far.
Thank
Cheers, Chip.
you. Thanks.
My friend Derek and I used to sit beside each other in geography in our standard grade days of high school. We had a bald teacher who used to have a sign by his blackboard with the quote, "Bald is beautiful."
Bald is very beautiful.
Getting it out there before anyone takes the piss.
He was a big rugby fan with a passion for opera music. We used to nickname him Tubby T. He was very passionate about the subject of geography and generally was really sound, an excellent teacher.
Bald is very beautiful.
Derek, on the other hand, was quite a mischievous lad. And I, being a fellow schoolboy, also loved fannying around. On a hot summer's afternoon following PE, Derek noticed he had what he thought was shit on his school shoe. Instead of asking to be excused from class to sort out the problem, he decided to pick off the brown, sticky, Pringles-sized shit with his pen. It came off fairly easily,
Good lad.
probably within 30 seconds in one piece. A little bit of detail. He impaled the dry, floppy, sticky chewing gum and dirt-infused shit with the pen and put it in an empty plastic sandwich bag. He whispered to me, "Meet Tommy the turd,"
Thomas the turd.
implying that we had a pet. Each time he came into class, Derek would pick up Tommy in his wee bag and try and stick him near my face when Tubby T wasn't looking. I got a sniff once, and in all honesty, Tommy the turd smelt like a squashed Mars bar with a hint of hubba bubba.
I like the way you say hubba bubba. Say it really quickly.
One day when Derek was off sick, I got a text message from him asking, "Can you check that Tommy is okay for me, please?"
Thomas the turd.
Tell me the turd.
It's a pet.
I seen his wee bag poking out from under the table and yanked it out. Tommy was nowhere to be seen.
Oh, no.
However, in his place was a Kinder Egg.
Oh,
Slightly
Oh,
concerned for Tommy's well-being, I texted him back describing my findings, and he replied saying that he had replaced Tommy with the egg that he had spunked in. Surprise! Tubby T noticed me messing around at the back of the class and confiscated the bagged jizzy egg that I claimed was my hair gel container. Rumour has it, from one of my friend's dads from the rugby club, Tubby T swaggered into the club bar with a wet look style toupee that Saturday after the Jizinda surprise incident and sang a Pavarotti song on the karaoke.
I'm Tubby T. Look at me. I'm feeling cool, feeling free. It's a Saturday night in the rugby club. I've got my wig. I'm feeling chuffed. Yes, you can look. Yes, you can stare. Yes, you can chat about my shiny hair. Oh yes, it's gel. That's in my wig. Don't be so daft. Of course it's not jizz. Oh yes, it's gel. That's in my wig. Don't be so daft. Of course it's not jizz. It's not jizz. It's not jizz. It's not jizz. Brushed into my wig. It's not jizz. It's not jizz. It's not jizz. Brushed into my wig. Don't be so daft. Don't be so daft. Don't be so daft. It's absolutely not jizz.
It's not jizz. It's not jizz. It's not jizz. Brushed into his wig. It's not jizz. It's not jizz. It's not jizz. Brushed into his wig.
Gossip number 4.
This is from Sam. Hello, David, Poppy and Joe. My story concerns a strange old fellow from my office who we shall call Eric. I want Eric.
What did you say?
Eric.
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 Eric Noodles.
Eric is long since retired, and my office has secure entry, so I should be safe to share this. I used to sit next to Eric, and he would spend a great deal of time talking to me. From enduring this, I gleaned that Eric, despite my dad's age and looking like Susan Boyle after a fight and a 3-week crack-fueled bender, was phenomenally sexually confident. I would lament that his ex-wife looks went sour, and that if getting paid for sex was legal, I'd be the richest man on earth. My technique is guaranteed to result in a fully creamed minge.
God.
It's Eric.
Very confident.
Eric suited it.
So this is what Eric is telling people,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
His ex-wife's looks went sour, according to Eric. He would often use the work group chat to share selfies of himself with a succession of toothless hags and withered crones he claimed to have bedded at the local flat roof pub. Or indeed when he was on his long weekends in Blackpool, which he called Fuckpool, which actually doesn't really work.
It does work. It's really similar, actually, black and fun.
He would exaggerate the qualities of his grotesque conquests, or as he put it, fuck meat.
God, Jesus.
You better not stop, David.
E.g., her tits were literally space hoppers. Her minge was like a rabbit's nostril. And she was a bit rough, but she took my cock like a trampoline at Hot Chips. I've no idea what that means.
What's up, shit?
I don't know.
Is that like an amusement arcade or something?
Aside from his bold sexual statements, Eric was a man of routine. Come 12:15, he'd get up from his desk, remove the ice cream tub, repurposed as a lunchbox, and disappear for 45 minutes to eat his repast. Shortly after he retired, we noticed his desk drawer had been locked and no key had been left. No big deal. I called maintenance to break the lock and fit a new one. Upon opening the locks, we discovered that he'd left some of his, let's say, effects of a vintage vibrating cock ring and an ice cream tub. Thinking it was possibly a stationary receptacle, I opened it. It was half full of Eric's stagnant man milk.
Oh, fucking hell.
Apparently Eric would use it to catch his love leavings after tearing at his withered old cock with a vibrating cock ring on in the toilets. My manager, inspecting the contents of the drawer, said, "What a rogue," with a mixture of bemusement, anger and genuine fear. The smell of fermented and decaying lunchtime spaff was so bad that the office had to be closed and deep cleaned.
All from a locked lunchbox.
Yeah. Still, I got a day off work. Cheers, Sam.
Eric. My name is Eric. I'm ugly. I'm pig ugly. I am an arrogant, ugly misfit. I am a dirty, fat weirdo, who you wouldn't want to touch with a long shit stick. But I've got a high sex drive. Sex drive. Got a high sex drive. But I've got a high sex drive. Sex drive. Got a high sex drive. But I've got a high sex drive. Sex drive. Got a high sex drive. Got a high sex drive. And I want to drive my penis car right into your vagina garage. But I've got a high sex drive. Sex drive. Got a high sex drive. But I've got a high sex drive. Sex drive. Got a high sex drive. Got a high sex drive. And I want to drive my penis car right into your vagina garage. Gossip number 5.
This is from Math. This is a true story that happened to me over the summer of 1993. From Math. Back in 1993, while still at school, during our lunch break, myself and 3 of my friends... sorry.
Keep that in.
Sorry about that. Would regularly walk up to the...
What is wrong with you?
Would regularly walk up to the sweet shop at Falconwood.
Why are you making that funny?
On one particularly sweaty day towards the end of July and on a return journey, we passed a bin. Peeping in, I saw what can only be described as a jackpot find for a 14-year-old boy. 2 brand new and unused porn mags.
Now we're back to
Without
normal.
a second's thought, I snatched them and we wandered off to the park to indulge. They were the dirty type, hairy fannies covered in custard.
Girls in sauce again.
Wow.
Massive, deep blue helmets. Ah, yes, the dirty kind. I'm with you.
The really
Deep
naughty.
blue helmets. Oh, throbbing.
Yeah. The following day, I showed these.
Poppy sat bolt upright.
What?
The following day, I showed these to some of the more raunchy boys in my tutor group, and they suggested going for a wank down the gravel pit.
Down a gravel pit.
Who fancies a wank down the gravel pit? Yeah. Go on then.
Whilst I didn't want to partake in a group wankathon, I didn't want to let these, my new trophies, out of my sight, and so offered to keep watch.
Offered to keep watch.
Keeping watch involved me sitting on top of a fence as a lookout for passers-by and nosy neighbours. They were crammed into a space no bigger than a 6-foot square. The floor was littered with plastic Coke bottles, bits of wood and other shit that people no longer wanted. The small space had an electrical substation on one side and on the other side a garden and the school. It was a mess down there with the lads spraying their loads like an episode of London's Burning. Two of the boys then decided to have a competition to try and see who could be the first to jizz through a metal grill on the iron door into the substation.
Oh, God.
After a short amount of time, one of the boys shot his muck with pinpoint accuracy up and into the darkness. A couple of seconds later, fizzing could be heard, shortly accompanied by the smell of electrical burning,
I'm ahead of you.
with a faint whiff of metallic man milk. In blind panic, the lads pulled their pants up and quickly headed back to school. And in the scramble, one of the boys fell over and ended up with fox shit up the back of his coat. It's an eventful lunch. On returning to the school, we were informed by our form teacher that the school had suffered a power cut. and that we'd be sent home. By chance, it was the last day of summer term, and from that day onwards, my friend who caused the power cut was known as Hand Shandy Andy. Following summer holiday, my magazines went on the most exciting adventures. Come the end of August, they were mere shadows of their glory days. Covers missing, crunchy pages, cum-bleached tits, and rusty staples. We finally parted ways over the bank holiday weekend while I was camping out in my
Made it to the bank holiday weekend.
while I was camping out in my friend Royston's back garden. These were my summer friends, which brought new challenges, but the wanking remained the same. As the sun went down, one of the boys, we'll call him Douglas, suggested that we have a group tent wank. I didn't feel comfortable getting my knob out as it slightly resembles a hungry anteater.
Oh, God.
Can this never end? I do not want this to end.
So I
this to be an
mock
hour long.
masturbated within the confines of my boxers. In all honesty, I didn't want to have any part of this. The summer finished much like it had started with me, watching my friends wanking over my grot mags. Witnessing 8 boys crammed into a 2-man tent wanking is now eternally infused in my brain.
Oh, God.
It was a slurry of hair, skin juice, BO, the ancient stench of poo, angry testosterone. The remnants of the magazines were passed around, but occasionally eye contact would be made. It was the sort of look you would give your nan if you saw her shitting on an open fire in the woods.
I think I might.
look?
I
I don't know what that is.
Oh, God. That's the closest I've come to think I might fucking shit myself.
Douglas's little brother spilt first and others followed. Being very short-sighted teenagers, no one had thought to bring mopping up material. With no tissues, the boys started wiping their jizzy hands on the inside of the tent and then on one another. I thought, fuck this, I'm off. Luckily, I only lived across the road. I had the good fortune to be near the exit zip of the tent and told them they can keep the magazines and left as quickly as my body would take me. Looking over my shoulder to have one last glimpse, I witnessed what was clearly a silhouetted spunk smear that resembled a reindeer.
Oh, my God.
That was from Math. Well done.
Gossip number 6. Celebrity. Alex Horne.
Okay, hello everyone. It's Alex Horne here, and I have some gossip for you. It's more of a rumour, I suppose. I'm driving, so bear that in mind. So this was a friend of mine who is a musician told me this story. He was playing with this band, a well-known band. Can't really tell you who they are, for reasons that will become apparent. And they were on a tour, and they were flying by private jet, as they often did. A successful band, and one of them was on the toilet on the private jet, and decided to see what it'd be like to flush the toilet while sitting on it. I don't know if anyone listening or if any of you have ever done that. I've never dared, but apparently what happened was, because it was a private jet, so it's quite a small plane, but intense engine power, the suction created meant they were stuck on the toilet, and they had to open the door, and other band members had to come and sort of yank them off the toilet. They couldn't leave themselves off. And they were there for perhaps a minute, and it left quite a large circular mark on their bottom, and their nickname for quite a while was, he said it was the ringmaster. That was it, the ringmaster. But then they also said it was quite a nice feeling. The person who was stuck said it was nice, and persuaded the others in the band to have a go themselves. So one by one they all had a go, and then yanked each other off the toilet, and they all became ringmasters until the final member of the band to do it. They needed to go to the toilet whilst they were on the toilet, and they decided to flush the loo whilst evacuating themselves. So the evacuation of their bowels not only came out of themselves, but also out of the plane in one fell swoop. Out it went. And they said it was an incredible such a rush. They said it was like a colonic irrigation of air. The power they felt. They said it was like the ultimate long drop, and they felt like it wasn't just the fecal matter that came out of them. They felt like the whole body was sucked out of them, like sort of Ghostbusters exorcism of their body. So they then became the official ringmaster, but not wanting to be outdone, the sort of leader of the band, I think they all sing, but the sort of main one, they decided to, my friend swears this is true, to clean out the toilet with bleach and then put their face on the hole and then flush their face so they could see where everything was going, and they wanted to feel the rush of their face being sucked down. So they did that, and that's the noise. Their face was sucked down, and they could see the ground below. They were on the way to landing, and the rest of the band refused to help them up because again they had this suction effect. So they were sort of sucked down to the ground all the way to landing, and they sort of had the sensation of the earth getting closer to their face, and then they hit the runway, and as soon as they landed, apparently they could lift their face off, and they had this circle around the face, but they weren't the ringmaster; that was the previous person. And they did that throughout the tour. That was then their routine. So that's my gossip, and he wouldn't say for sure, but he did used to tour with the Spice Girls. So I wasn't definitely them. Thanks, guys. I love the podcast. Goodbye.
If you have any juicy unsubstantiated gossip you would like to send in to us, then please, absolutely do it. You must. At once. Email us at gossipmongers@yahoo.com. All names will be changed to protect the innocent. We look forward to reading. Thank you very much. Now then, more gossip. Gossip number 7.
Right, this is from Jamie. Hi, David, Joe and Poppy. The rumour is from my turbulent times at secondary school in Cornwall in the mid-noughties. One of the boys in year 8, we'll call him Cheddar, was adamant that he had shagged no less than 19 girls on a rugby trip to the neighbouring school one afternoon.
19 girls.
In an afternoon. Upon hearing this, and obviously believing it to be complete and utter bollocks, we further questioned Cheddar for details of his sexual exploits. Weirdly, Cheddar explained the following sexual game as a sort of weird brag. One of the girls that was involved in this particular afternoon gangbang had brought along a bag of Skittles. Presumably a gift from her parents for making the rugby team. Cheddar proceeded to insert 10 Skittles into her Fanny and performed oral sex on her. Maximum pleasure was achieved for the girl, who then began depositing the Skittles back into Cheddar's mouth. According to Cheddar, he counted as 1, 2, 3 Skittles were plopped into his mouth. Rather than the expected 10, he received 11.
Yeah.
The anomaly was found to be a genital wart.
Oh, fuck off. Fuck off. Fuck off. Fuck
Right.
off.
Fuck off. Fuck off. Fuck off. Fuck off. No idea why he would share this in a PE changing room. But needless to say, the moniker Fanny Skittles stuck with him for... Nah, it's crap.
I quite enjoyed that.
Common urban myth.
I weirdly enjoyed that one.
Oh, do you want to keep it?
Yes, please. If you wouldn't mind, thank you.
Big old tick.
I thought you were out with Fanny Boots.
Yeah, but I sort of liked it in the end. It's like the
I don't know
image of the
Did I go,
colours.
oh, fuck. Did I actually end it?
The image and the colours.
The little coloured balls.
Plopping.
And then the little pink ball. And
Little rough ball.
rough pink ball.
Ooh, that one seems tougher. A tougher nut to crack.
I got a genital wart in my mouth. 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 And I'd really like to spit it out. Spit. That. Wart. Spit. That. Wart. Spit. That. Wart. Out.
He's got a genital wart.
Gossip number 8.
Right, this is from Sax.
Sax. Whoa.
Dear Poppy, Joe and David, long-time listener, first-time writer of gossip. This tale is about a friend of mine who I will call Steve for the sake of the story. A slightly homophobic man, but otherwise a lovely guy. Okay. I know the sort.
Stare at two of them.
Slightly.
I've known Steve for many years and have played many practical jokes on him. On more than one occasion, I've got him to masturbate over things that he shouldn't and didn't want to.
Right.
How would you do that?
Steve once let slip that he would never fast forward a tape or DVD of a porn film. This always fascinated me because most people would skip ahead to their favourite part and begin wanking from there. Not Steve. He would play the film and start having a hand shandy until the point of ejaculation. Armed with this knowledge, I lent him a DVD that at first glance seemed normal. It was of a woman just dancing around in a yellow bikini for 40 minutes. After this, however, it turned into something else. The said woman pulled her yellow bikini to one side to reveal a large bouncing cock. I gave the DVD to Steve on a summer's evening and
I think we could all fill in the rest.
and expected to get a phone call that night from him telling me that I was a prick. This wasn't the case, however. 3 nights passed before I received a call. He wasn't happy. I've had 3 wanks over a man, he shouted down the phone, all aggressive like.
Oh, I know what they mean at the start now, having wanks over things he shouldn't.
Yeah.
Right.
One morning, Steve received a text from a number he didn't recognise. The text read as follows. Thank you for a lovely evening. Can't believe we did that on our first date. Having no idea who it was from, Steve texts back curiously, explaining to the mystery texter that he thinks they may have sent it to him by mistake. The reply back read, oops, sorry about that, it was meant for John. Is this not John then? He texts back, no, but I wish I was. Some flirting texts that went backwards and forwards for a while. A few days had passed, and Steve and the mystery text woman were now flirty texting daily.
Oh, no.
It all came to a head one Sunday morning when he received a text reading, I bet you'd love to see me dancing for you in a yellow bikini. He was so engrossed with the dirtiness that he didn't stop to think about who might be sending them. My phone rang instantly. I answered, and after some idle chit-chat, he asked me outright, have you been texting me? I confessed that yes, I had.
Oh,
Before slamming the phone down, he shouted, I've been wanking over those texts. God, what a grot bag.
Well,
I can't believe I had no idea what he meant at the start. And I'm like, wow, okay.
Just to clarify, he spunked over texts sent from me.
Yeah, we got it. We have got it.
The gossip, however, is from a story he told me.
oh, okay.
He said that he was once in a 69 position with his girlfriend and, in his words, getting as far in there as possible when something hit the back of his throat.
Oh, okay.
He turned his head to one side and, again, his words, coughed up a plip of shit.
Oh.
I inquired as to what happened next, and he said nothing. I just carried on in it.
What?
A week after the plip, they were...
This
is horrible.
This is
They
They were
grossy.
laying together, and Steve, after just having his first foray into the delicate world of bumhole fingering, lay beside his girlfriend, very pleased with himself. She asked him what he fancied doing now, meaning what to do with the rest of their evening. He, however, interpreted this literally and replied, "If I'm being honest, I just want to smell my finger."
Honest. Very
Has he got a girlfriend?
They broke up shortly
Oh, he
afterwards.
hasn't.
For a slightly homophobic man, he sure did love an arsehole.
Jeez.
Don't they all, these homophobes?
Steve is gay. Now he won't ever say, but we all know that our Steve is gay. Steve, just come out of the closet, boy. The world of anus is here for you to enjoy. Steve is gay. Now he won't ever say, but we all know that our Steve is gay. Steve, just come out of the closet, boy. The world of buttholes is here for you to enjoy. Joe, Poppy and David will now choose their favorite room.
Okay, so we're going to have to choose our favourite gossip for Poppy to share. So I'll give you the top 5 in no particular order. Steve the homophobe.
Yeah.
Puddle.
Yeah.
Summer of '93. Tommy the turd. And nicked his bad dad's car. Do you want those repeated, or you?
I'm all right.
I'm all right.
happy,
I think we're all
yeah.
going to go for the same. Okay, so after 3, should we
Yeah.
shout it out? 1, 2, 3. Summer of
of
93.
93.
3. So, Poppy, do you want to spread this rumour?
I'll try to.
Yeah, open the window. And many people out there?
10,
Oh.
12.
No, so it's getting less every week.
Not the. God, I really can't. Oh, yeah, I know. Okay, so a boy found some good porn mags. Hairy minges with custard,
Oh, yeah.
Covered in custard.
covered in custard, and deep blue bell ends.
That stuck with you, that bit, didn't it?
Yeah,
I saw her write it down.
little mate. Little mate.
Note to self.
Look at more blue bellends.
Top-notch porn. So he gets together with some friends, and they all wank in a gravel pit that has a little building and someone jizzes onto an electrical thing. Is this right?
Yeah,
actually. Yeah.
I don't think you've missed anything out.
That's good.
Why
It's
are
like
you
you-
losing confidence?
It's like you're reading
You
out
never
the
get
gossip.
any of them right.
Yeah.
So you should just
This isn't
relax
this
into
isn't
it.
the day you've cocked up.
The day I ruined it. Yeah, jizzed onto an electrical thing and it
Cable.
the cable, and then the school, blew the electricity in the school, and then there was more wanking,
This is the
Just going
winner.
to paraphrase that middle bit.
and they wanted him to wank as well, but he mock wanked because his
Did he?
penis was like
Oh, yeah.
a hungry anteater.
That's it.
That's it.
Is it?
No, I don't know.
I
No,
don't
he
know.
said that's it, as in that.
No, that's it. That's
That's the shape
what
of
it
his
looks
penis.
like.
Yeah.
I feel stressed.
Why?
I don't know.
I'd hate to see you on your driving test.
I feel stressed and
Well, because the window's open and there's 12 people looking
yeah,
up.
they're just looking. It's blank face. Yeah. I think that's the end.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
wouldn't it? Yeah,
more or less
that's
it.
fair, yeah.
Okay, thanks so much for listening.
Thank you. Right, well, that was one of your better ones, I thought.
Do you think?
No. Right, should we go for a run?
Let's go for a run. I've got my jogging bottoms.
Let's all go for a run together. See who's the fastest.
Yeah.
All right, thanks for listening.
Bye.
Bye.
From all of us at Gossipmongers.
Oh God.
Thank you for listening to this podcast. Remember, if you know of any unsubstantiated rumors, send it in to gossipmongers@yahoo.com. Until the next time, keep your little ears open for all that juicy goss. Goodbye. Bye bye. Bye. Love you lots and